Hey, what's up guys? In this guitar lesson we're learning Megladon by Trippie Redd. Now this song actually has more guitar parts than you'll probably think, but there's some really cool guitar parts with really cool stuff going on. So our first guitar part is going to sound like this. So this song is almost entirely made up just of power chords. Now our first power chord is going to be a C power chord or a C5. So we're going to put our first finger up on the 5th string and the 3rd fret, third finger on the 4th string and the 5th fret, then 4th finger on the 3rd string and the 5th fret. Then we're going to pluck the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, back to the 4th string again. And next we're going to put our first finger on the 2nd fret on the 6th string, 4th finger on the 5th fret on the 5th string, and the 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the 4th string. Now there are a couple ways to think of this chord. Using the notes that we're actually playing, we're probably thinking of a D major chord. Our D is that 5th fret note, and a major, because that's a major 3rd, going to that 4th string note, which is actually just an octave above that 6th string note. So if it's in D, we've got the 1st and the 3rd, which although not a chord on its own, will kind of make that D major sound. And that would make a lot of sense, considering this song is primarily in G. That D major would just be the 5th chord in the G, in the key of G. So that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it a D major / F sharp. That just means there's an F sharp in the bass, which is that 6th string note. But putting aside all that confusion, we're going to do the same picking pattern, but this time starting on the 6th string. So 6, 5, 4, 5. Move to a G5 or a G power chord. So move your first finger to the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Your 3rd finger now is going to go on that 5th fret, 5th string, and then your 4th finger will go on the 4th string, 5th fret. And again, that same pattern. To an E power chord or an E5. I'm calling it that because they're the only notes we're touching, but really we're just going to use an E minor open chord shape. So your 2nd finger on the 5th string on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. And this time just hitting the 6th string, 5th string, and then 4th string. We're going to do those first 2 chords again. And just leave it there. Then we're going to move into our first distorted part, and that's going to sound like this. So we're going to start on that G power chord again. Now we're going to do 1 strum, then we're going to strum in groups of 3. We're going to do 3 groups of 3. So what I mean by that, I'm going to do the first drum, and then groups of 3, meaning so 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more. Then on that 3rd strum there, we're going to strum and slide up to a B power chord on 6th string. It's going to be the same shape, but up at the 7th fret. So your first finger on the 6th string, 7th fret, 3rd finger on the 5th string, 9th fret, and then 4th finger on the 4th string, 9th fret. And doing the same pattern there, so just strumming groups of 3. So we do that a few times, and I recommend listening to the song just to kind of get the gist of how long to play each of these parts for. But after that section, we're going to move to another plucked section. We're going to again start on that G power chord. We're going to hit the 6th string, 5th string, the 4th string, hold that for a little bit longer, then back on the 5th string again. This time we're going to go to a B power chord on the 5th string, And this time just a 2-finger power chord as opposed to a 3-finger power chord. So your first finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, then your third finger on the 4th string, 4th fret. And we're going to do that same pattern but from the 5th string, so 5, 4, 3, 4. To your E power chord or E minor. And now to an A power chord. Now you can do this in an open A position, or you can stick to the power chord shape, move up to the 6th string, 5th fret. That's what I'm tending to lean towards, because then it's just easy to go out to that G again. But it's completely up to you if this one's not really going to make a difference. So if we're doing the power chord shape, as I said, 6th string, 5th fret, first finger on the 6th string, 5th fret, third finger on the 5th string, 7th fret, and then your 4th finger on the 4th string, 7th fret. And just doing that same pattern again. Or your open A position is just your open A chord. So your first finger on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, second finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And doing that pattern from the 5th string this time. So up to you which way you want to do that. So guitar part will sound like this. If you choose, you can do more with those parts. For example, just expanding that picking pattern. That sort of stuff. For example, up to you if you want to do that, or if you just want to keep it nice and simple and basic. Now we're moving into another distorted part, and we're going to go back to the first chords that we did. So that picking part from the very start. We're going to use those same chords but in a completely different way. That's going to sound like this. So starting on a C power chord, 4 strums. To that D major, going down, up, down, 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 up. And we want to be really careful just to be strumming the 3 notes that we're holding down. We don't want to be strumming any of that rest of the open strings. To the G in 4 strums again. To the E minor or E5 in 4 strums again. Now we do that a few times. We're going to move back into that other distorted strumming part. So the G to the B. And so when we're moving into that, what we're going to do is start with the progression. When we get to that G, we're going to move straight into that next section. So we're actually cutting that progression in half. Now this is only when we're moving out of this chord progression. We do that strumming pattern all the way through a couple of times first. But when we're moving out, that's going to sound like this. Now after that section, we're moving to another plucked section. So as I said before, there are a few different parts to this song. So the hardest part is actually going to be remember where to play each one. So that in particular will take a bit of practice. But the next part will sound like this. So we're just moving from the B to the E minor and then to the A power chord. And we're essentially doing the extended picking pattern that we talked about earlier. So starting on the B to the E minor to the A and repeat that, but just stop at the A. Don't go back to the B the second time. Then we go back to the distorted strumming section, where we go C to D to G to E minor. Then on the fourth time, when we make to that G, we're going to transition to the G to B section. And then finally, to finish off, we're going back to that very first guitar part. And there we go, guys, that's Megladon by Trippie Redd. A lot to remember in this one, I know, so make sure when you're learning this song to be listening along to the song as well and piecing it together as you go. If you have any questions or comments, pop them in the comment section below. If you have any requests, pop them down there too, and I'll try to get to all of them. If you like this guitar tutorial, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm always bringing out new lessons, and it really helps support the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Sam. I'll see you next time.